the most advanced military aircraft ever built. After 3 decades, the Northrop B21 Raider became the second ever stealth bomber to be unveiled to the public. With superpowers like Russia and China building their own stealth bombers, do you think the B-21 has what it takes to edge out the competition? Before you answer that question, let's fill you up with everything you need to know about the multifunctional Northrop B-21 Raider. While you sit back, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. The Northrop Grumman B21 Raider is a strategic bomber which is presently under development by Northrop Grumman for the United States Air Force. The B-21 will be a penetrating strike stealth bomber which has the ability to use nuclear and conventional munitions. Soon enough, the B-21 will be the pillar of the U.S. Air Force's bomber force, which will be a fleet of B-21s and B-52s. The B-21 Raider will be the next face of U.S. stealth bomber technology. It is said that the average procurement cost would be $692 million. This is the total cost of all procurement funding, which includes airport flyaway costs, support equipment, training, spares, and so on, divided by the number of aircrafts. As of now, it is expected that a minimum of 100 of these aircrafts would be procured. But why exactly does the U.S. need a new stealth bomber? The stealth bombers that are presently in service are the B-2s, but it has been over 34 years since the B-2 officially became a part of the U.S. Air Force's bomber field. There have been leaps of technological development over the years. Also, compared to 1988, the U.S. seems to have more powerful threats now than they once used to. America's biggest rivals on the global stage, both Russia and China, will soon have their own capable advanced stealth bombers. Not only is there an advancement in stealth bombing aircrafts, there are also significant improvements to the air defense systems and advanced aircraft detection technologies, such as the modern multi-static radar arrays. As expected, the technology behind the B-2 is now becoming obsolete. However, the idea isn't. The B-21 has a very similar design to that of the B-2, a flying wing design. However, the B-21 is distinguishable if anyone could ever spot it, mostly due to the fact that it is smaller than the B-2 and does not have a kite-like body of that of the B-2. This change means that the B-21 would be able to fly much higher than the B-2. Some estimates say that the B-21 would be able to fly higher than 60,000 feet, which is 18.2 kilometers. The Raider is smaller than the B-2. While the payload capacity of the B-2 is estimated to be around 60,000 pounds, the payload capacity of the B-21 would only be half of that of the B-2 at 30,000 pounds. It is not surprising since the wingspan of the B-21 is going to be at least 15% shorter than the B-2's 172 feet. The smaller size means that the slimmer aircraft will be much harder to spot on the radar. The fact that the B-21 can fly much higher than the B-2 means that the B-21 can carry less fuel on board, since flying at higher altitudes requires less fuel compared to lower altitudes. The reduction in size is offset by its increase in volume and stealth. It could be seen that the B-21's jet inlets are more flush with the aircraft's body, which helps in reducing chance of detection. The bomber's nose is also much less pronounced compared to that of its predecessor. One of the biggest advantages for the B-21 is the shape of the aircrafts. Since these aircrafts do not have to engage in fights, they have the luxury of leaving out design elements like tails because they don't need to be maneuverable like fighter aircrafts. And as a result, the shape is optimized for pure stealth, and this makes it extremely difficult to target these stealthy flying wings, not only through high-frequency fire control radars, but they are also nearly invisible to the low-frequency early warning radars. Another important aspect for stealth bombers to maintain their stealth is radar-absorbing materials. It could mean the difference when it comes to life or death situations. All stealth vehicles are coated in radar-absorbent material. Today, the radar-absorbing coatings have the capability to absorb 70 to 80% of electromagnetic energy or radar waves. But just like anything else, it has its own drawbacks. This radar-absorbent material is very sensitive, costly, and requires a lot of time to replace. And due to its importance, there has been lots of investment into this particular field. In 2004, Northrop Grumman started coating the B-2s with a new radar-absorbing material, which they called alternate high-frequency material, which reduced nearly 3,000 feet of radar-absorbing material that had to be applied after every maintenance cycle without any drop in performance. Northrop Grumman's Vice President of Strike Division has stated that there has been a significant improvement in design over the years, which would improve the survivability and aero performance of the B-21. The B-21 also has a coating system that has very good stealth performance and much more ease of maintenance compared to those previously. Did you know that there is a bit of World War history to the B-21 Raider? The 21 stands for the 21st century, and the Raider is named in honor of the Doolittle Raid. The Doolittle Raid was a mission in World War II which changed the course of the war. It was led by Lieutenant Colonel James "Jimmy" Doolittle. The mission involved 80 airmen and 16 B-25 Mitchell medium bombers, which shifted the tides in the Pacific. Even though the B-21 is classified as a bomber, it has much more capabilities. The B-21 Raider has the ability to penetrate into enemy airspaces and relay data. It can also be an airborne communications node and can network between different squadrons and military assets. Long-range missiles that are fired by other friendly American aircrafts far outside the enemy airspaces could be directed by the B-21 to the intended targets. Something that's never been done before that the B-21 will be doing is that the aircraft can be operated remotely as well as manned. Since the premise of the stealth bomber is secrecy, it is maintained. While information such as flight size, engine, speed, fuel capacity, and so on for most aircrafts are available online, that is not the case for the Northrop B-21 Raider. Several military trade publications and analysts speculate that the engine inside the B-21 could be a variant of the F-135 engine, which is produced by Pratt & Whitney. This engine is a two-spool afterburning turbofan engine that can provide 28,000 pounds of thrust, which can go up to 43,000 pounds with afterburner. When you think of an engine, you can't avoid thinking about speed. For those of you obsessed about speed, you might be left disappointed. Even though most of the information related to the aircraft is classified, the congressional report says that the aircraft will be subsonic, which means that the aircraft's maximum speed would be less than the speed of sound, which is 767 miles per hour. The aircraft seems to be designed in such a way that it is manned by a crew of 2. It is expected that the aircraft would have a range of over 6,000 miles. The aircraft has the capability for carrying both conventional and nuclear munitions. Long-range stealth missiles, like the Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff missiles, are likely to find its place in the B-21 Raider. The B-21 uses a cloud-based digital infrastructure that would enable an easily maintainable and sustainable aircraft with comparatively lower-cost infrastructure. The B-21 also has modular capabilities, which means that new technology and weapons can be easily added through the versatile software and flexible hardware. The program to introduce a new stealth bomber started in 2011 and was called the Long Range Strike Bomber Program. In 2014, a request for proposal to develop an LRS-B aircraft was issued by the Air Force, and as we all know by now, it was won by Northrop Grumman in 2015. To ensure that the project faced minimum obstacles and was done on time and budget, it was overseen by the Air Force Rapid Capabilities Office rather than the traditional military procurement process. The LRS-B finished its critical design review in December 2018. New renderings of the B-21 were released in January 2020, and on the 2nd of December 2022, the B-21 Raider was unveiled. It is estimated that the development, procurement, and operation of the 100 B-21s would cost at least $203 billion over 30 years. The B-21 Raider will be making its first flight in 2023 and entering service by 2027. With the experience of making an unmatched best stealth bomber and the latest technology, do you think the B-21 will be able to dominate like its predecessor did? What could be the classified features that none of us know about? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you